Welcome back to Frank's Unsolicited Advice. I am Bree, and I am joined by Frank and June. How you guys doing today? I almost called you something really mean.
Yo, I'm tired, but I'm good. I'm happy to be here. Happy for us to get together and talk. I look forward to it. Tomorrow starts a 4-day weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday off and Monday. So I'm
June, we
excited.
got a 4-day weekend.
Oh,
He said, welcome to recruiting. Well,
no.
how you doing, June? Hey, June is slumming it. June, how you slumming it? Tell us where you're at and how you slumming it, June. Please tell us.
Man, but first and foremost, I'm blessed. I'm always blessed every time I'm around you guys, and we're able to do this every week. So I'm happy for that. But shoot, man, tough times out here. Tough times. I'm so mad. You guys probably gonna feel bad for me too. So I'm TAD right now. Unfortunately, I'm in Orlando, across the street from City Walk, from Universal Studios at the Hyatt place.
Why would feel sad for you? That's like goals.
It's just one of those things,
Like,
I'm
oh my
sorry.
God. I'm sorry that you're
Yeah.
dealing with that, bro. I'm really sorry that you have to slum it and be in that type of environment. Like I don't know
Yeah,
what
I'm
to
sorry
do.
you're at a 5-star hotel next to City Walk where you can go get
Yeah.
drinks.
Not to mention the stupid per diem. But yeah, that's a different story.
Yeah, I know, right? Who needs per diem, right? Like, forget about it.
Exactly.
So, not much news has happened. Not too much. We thought maybe some stuff would kick off. Um, but I know my week has been a little bit crazy with work, so I haven't really been able to stay on top of it. Dealing with dial-up system on the ship, so I can't check ESPN and NFL Network. It's like, NFL.com doesn't give me nothing. But Bree, what you got for us? You got anything you want to start off with?
Yes, I have the Bucs get another key free agent back with Leonard Fournette agreeing to a 1-year, $3.25 million deal. Playoff Lenny returns to the Bucs.
I think that was smart. I think all these players coming back to their teams is smart because they know
And on a 1-year deal.
the cap is whack, and they know if I just play one more year, the chances of us going back to the playoffs are pretty good. And we could probably win again. So I'm just gonna go and do what I did this last year and get a higher payday later. I think that was smart on his part. Plus, I don't think the market was there for him, to be honest.
No.
If it's not there for wide receivers, it's definitely not going to be there for running back. But what you think, June?
Yeah, I think it kind of falls into that whole system and situation that happened with a lot of players. And I'm talking about the COVID. I think that COVID plays a lot, a huge part in a lot of the signings this year. But it do go back to that running back stuff. Not too many teams were like, oh yeah, let me get Fournette. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I think I agree with you, and I blame COVID on this all over again.
You know who I wanted to see go down there if they couldn't get back
On their team?
Fournette on their team? I think I wouldn't mind seeing James White go to Florida. He's from Florida. Go to Florida. A receiving back out the backfield. That's good for your third and shorts. But I think it's a good move. He went back to the Patriots, so that's another thing for a 1-year deal, I think, too, and got minimal money. I mean, he also has like 3 rings, so what does it really matter? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it's I think it's good for them. I think it's good. What y'all think about Bruce Arians getting that tattoo of the Super Bowl victory? let's I mean, so let's stay on that topic for a little bit, not the tattoo, but what they're doing. How do you guys feel about how Tampa Bay is like no crap, like just bringing almost everybody back with the exception of not having signed Antonio Brown yet? And I say yet because I don't think there's a market besides the Seahawks. And, if I was AB, I would go back with Brady. I would play with Brady until he leaves. And then that's when I'll go somewhere else and get the big bucks. So what do you guys think about how the general manager and that team has been doing what they have to do to keep the team together?
And I think it's dangerous, for the rest of the competition. It shows a lot that hey man, we want to play with Brady. They believe in themselves and they believe in that team. So that's a good outlook from my opinion. So I think the competition is going to be very interesting, especially for them. To me, if I had to think about it, I think last year was a preseason for them. Now they could learn how to build that chemistry now that they already play with them with each other for 16 games or so, especially now going into the 17 game thing. So I think it's dangerous. I think it's a dangerous thing for everybody else.
What about you, Bree?
I honestly wouldn't mind seeing Antonio Brown go somewhere else like the Seahawks.
Okay, why?
One, because the Bucs already like has a lot of weapons, and I know you want the Bucs to keep all their weapons so they can keep winning rings and stuff, but I don't think it would hurt him to go to the Seahawks and play with Russell Wilson as his quarterback. I feel like Russell Wilson is the type of quarterback that can work with Antonio Brown. Like, he's a versatile wide receiver, so he can basically work with a lot of quarterbacks. So I think that him playing with Russell wouldn't be a bad. I don't think it would be bad.
It wouldn't. It wouldn't. I think it would give
It's a new environment, like a different change. Like he can literally say like, I dominated with the Steelers, even though he didn't win a ring, win a ring with them. He can say like, I was wide receiver 1 on the Steelers. I got my Super Bowl ring with the Bucs. I can go to Seattle and do something there too, if that makes sense to you. I don't mind seeing like players that are like super duper versatile move around to different teams, if that makes sense.
No, I agree with you. I think it would. I just I'm a person that's kind of, I'm not gonna say kind of, I feel like I'm a loyal person, right? So if let's say right now I'm in my slums and you know, June or you give me a shot and a shot pays off, I don't think I would want to leave because you gave me that shot. And it's not just a one-time thing. It was a 2-time thing that you've opened your door to me and said, hey, let's go. Do I think that he's matured and I think he's gotten the help he needs to be good somewhere else? I think so. I also feel that, you know, we all battle our own demons at times, and he was probably battling his. Not to say, you know, he probably has some issues that we don't know about. You know, every day people walk around and you don't know that they're dealing with something. We don't know what he was dealing with, you know. A lot of fame, success, you know, he's arguably been one of the top 3 wide receivers in the league, maybe 5, if you want to be disrespectful. Well, since he came in, and as you notice, 3 different teams that he's played in, because he didn't ever got a chance to play with the Raiders, but with the Patriots, that first game he made an impact. Then he goes to the Bucs and he's made his impact, and he made an impact on the Steelers. So yeah, I think he can go to any team. You know, I think I just want wherever he goes, I hope he maintains the same level of sanity and emotional, where he's at in the space he's in. He has a great career. Like, he goes back to having that Hall of Fame career. He already has the ring, so that's, you know, okay, good. Now let me get back to being the wide receiver that I could be, you know. So that's it. I agree with you.
Yeah, and I agree with you too. But also he's like a free agent. So when I feel like if they like decide like middle season that they don't want to play no more and they want to go somewhere else, like, no, that's not cool, that's not right. But I feel like if they're a free agent and they are good enough to like leave and go somewhere else and show their like talent somewhere else, then I'm okay with that. Yeah. But I agree with you with the whole loyalty thing. But if the Bucs don't want to sign him, then there's nothing he can do.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. They really don't talk much about it. I heard they were trying to make a push for Larry Fitzgerald. You know, Arians had him in the Cardinals for a while. I think Fitzgerald be one of them players that fits that kind of team as well. You know, nothing deep, but he can get you some short yardage. And he's a consistent player. They say he got more tackles than he has drops or something like that. It's crazy. The dude is a phenomenal wide receiver, and I would love to see him get a ring before he goes. But that's a whole nother different topic. But yeah. What else you got?
Okay. New Orleans Saints cornerback Marshawn Lattimore was arrested last Thursday in his hometown of Cleveland for possessing a loaded handgun that was believed to be stolen, according to Cleveland police. According to court records, Lattimore has been charged with receiving stolen property, which is identified as a 4th-degree felony. His bond was set at $5,000, and Lattimore is expecting to be released this past Saturday morning, posting 10% of it. He was booked into, don't know how to say that county's name, jail somewhere in Cleveland after being arrested by Cleveland police's gang investigators.
Well, you want to go first, Drew?
I'm gonna toss up the selfish word a little bit, right? Because is it a selfish move, knowing the consequence of that particular situation if you were to get caught, which he did, and how would that harm that team if there is some type of consequence to keep him off the field, right? He's a great player. We see what he does. He checks people down. I mean, and that's the only word I would have to describe that situation. I think it's a selfish thing. I mean, damn, dude. I always believe that people in any profession that's making, you know, more money than I am, they always seem to put themselves in dumb situations, and that's one of those situations that I believe in. That I think you shouldn't put yourself in, man, at all. I mean, not just setting the example for everybody else, but I mean, it's your profession, you know, and that's what you're gonna put in jeopardy by doing stuff like that.
I think it's stupid,
Mm-hmm.
stupid as hell. He's from Cleveland. He was home. He has a gun. It was a Glock 19. And why would you have it on you? See, my issue with these players is you get paid enough money to hire security. If you feel like you have to carry a gun or your life is in that much danger because of where you're putting yourself at, then hire security.
100%.
Pay somebody else to take the loss. You're not paying that person. You're paying that person to take away the fact that if something happens, you're not held liable because one, they're licensed. Hopefully, they're a professional and they are allowed to carry a firearm and certain things like that. If that's how you feel, you know, if that's the type of time you're on, but you selfish is 100% correct. Why? Because I feel. I look at military and sports; they're kind of similar, right? We have leaders in the military, mentors, coaches. We follow this thing, a chain of command, just like in any sport. You know, often the coach is like the CEO. You know what I mean? Like they put what's out, and you have a team, and the team is affected. And when one of us goes down, yes, there's another person to step in. But maybe that person's not up to date like us or caught up to us. Like, so they have to catch up. You can hurt a team by doing something stupid, like, you know, a DUI or even having a stolen handgun and putting yourself where you're not part of the team no more. You know, it's bad enough that division, you know, with leaving, the Drew Brees leaving, let's just be honest, is that nobody knows what that team is going to do. We all hope that Jameis Winston can adjust to a game manager at times and not give the ball up and do what he has to do. But we don't know, you know, so for all intents and purposes right now, based off Drew Brees' departure and Carolina not knowing what their quarterback situation is, you know, and the Falcons, well, you know, they haven't been the same since the Super Bowl. That division's to the Bucs, you know, you just screwed them over because you're part of a good defense, you know. So I agree, selfish 100%. But they say he's never been arrested before. He doesn't have a history of violence, a history of any criminal acts. He's cooperating with the cops. So hopefully, you know, it's nothing. It gets either not say dismissed, but you know, he doesn't get, you know, serious time or lost his contract.
What I have to say about it, and it's something that we talked about on Saturday, Frank, and it was like, we don't know why these people, when they make it out, why do they continue to go back? And, you know, like the whole giving back to your neighborhood and all this stuff. Well, in this case, like you're hanging around dudes that you used to hang out with back in the day, and they also have firearms on them as well. It's like you're surrounding yourself around that old crowd that you got away from. Like, why would you go back and do that again?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, June. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, you know, just touching up on what Bree said is, I mean, if you feel you don't got to stop hanging out with your folks, you know what I'm saying? I firmly believe in that, but I think if that's the case, you gotta be more careful.
Careful.
You know, you just got to be more careful and plan a better put yourself in a plan it and
Yeah,
to
but
put yourself in a better situation, you
it
know?
was this decision to have that gun. He knew that that gun was there. Like it was his decision to get in a car with those three guys who also had guns on them when they weren't supposed to. So it's just like you're doing things that
Yeah, you have to I, like when we had this conversation, yes. And I always say it, you know, like when I go home, I say hi to people, but you also have to have the right friends around you too. Sometimes when we come from nothing and the people around us don't think they can get out of that, they try to drag people down. Not all the time, but you have those crab in the barrel, in the barrel mentality where I'm gonna keep bringing you down as we're all trying to get out the barrel, right? And some of us, our friends are like, you know what, this is the life I chose. So you made a decision to choose something different. So we're not going to have you around the situations that can cause you to lose what you have. You know, at the end of the day, but I agree with Bree. He put himself in that situation, and you have to value your stuff more than anybody else. You got to love yourself more than anybody else. You just came in the league when it's 17, and you know, I mean, I'm pretty sure you made some money. I'm not checking this man's pockets, but I'll be real. You're not made. You don't got Gronk money. You don't got JJ Watt money. You don't have Brady or you know, you don't have that money that you think you have or Kamara money or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
but you got enough to not make a dumb decision and lose it all.
Exactly. Why would you put yourself in a spot where you could lose it? Endorsements. These players are dumb. Marshawn Lynch, Gronkowski are two that I know that never touched their paychecks and lived off endorsements. That's crazy. That's smart. That's smart. Like I signed for $100 million guaranteed. I got that. That's in the bank accruing interest, and I'm living off Wheaties and you know whatever commercial I make, and God knows what their commercials are, how much they getting paid. So why would you're losing money? But anyways, I hope he comes out good. I hope they don't cut him on the Saints. You know, Sean Payton doesn't really play that either, so I hope it works out for him. You got some time before we start the season, anyways.
Now we can talk about the season just got bigger. Newly added matchups for 2021. So they added another game to the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna go down the list of the opponents. So you have Green Bay versus Kansas City.
I think that's good.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good game.
You have the Bears versus the Raiders.
Depends who's quarterback in the Bears, right?
It depends. Yeah, it depends what team shows up. If it's a defensive battle, I'm for it. But if it's going to be like one of them boring games or just, you know, I don't know. But anyway.
You have the Vikings versus the Chargers.
That's good, too. I think that's good.
You have the Lions versus the Broncos.
Yeah.
You have the Seahawks versus the Steelers.
That's weird to me.
That is so weird. Like
that's weird. But I think it's a good matchup. I do think.
I was telling my friend that yesterday. I was like, that is weird. Like, I don't remember the last time we played the Seahawks. Or like ever. In a long time.
Not that I recall, for real.
And then can you imagine if the Steelers wear that bumblebee uniform and then these guys wear that green shit?
Yeah.
We have the Rams versus Baltimore.
I think that's good. I think that could be a good defensive battle, and
they both,
yeah. I think it'll be a good defensive battle there. I would watch that one.
Yeah, the Cardinals versus the Browns.
I think that could be good though. I think they both. I think it'll be good.
Yeah,
I'll watch it.
Depends which Baker you get. If you get the Baker that knows how to
destroy the Steelers.
I wasn't gonna say that because I really wasn't thinking about that. I was actually thinking about just the one that's not gonna piss the game away. I think it'd be good, you know. And I want to see what this Cardinals defense is looking like, you know, with JJ in there now and Chandler Jones on the other side and what they can do. And did they get any offensive weapons? I don't recall us talking about them much.
No, they didn't.
Nah, just that JJ Watt was the biggest thing they did. Yeah, okay.
I don't know what they did.
Then you have 49ers and the Bengals.
Oh gosh.
That's kind of weird too.
That's one of those.
It's weird.
You got to have to. Like,
You have the Saints and the Titans.
that could be good, depending how the Saints are looking.
Yeah, but I think the Titans lost a lot of key players too, though.
They lost.
So
Josh,
I don't know if they'll
right?
be the same.
They lost one of the wide receivers too, right? Brown.
They lost their tight end, they lost their receiver, and they lost their corner.
Yeah. So.
And I'm pretty sure they lost other people too.
Yeah, they lost Butler. Yeah, I think
Butler.
they lost some people, but I mean, you know, they we could see. They see what happens. Vrabel's a good coach. I think he'll be okay. You know.
Yeah.
I think when he
they lost the other corner too, so they lost two corners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Wow.
We'll see what they do. They put a lot of pressure on that Ryan Tannehill. I'll tell you that much.
Okay, before I finish the rest of the list, I will just say that I think what they did was they like pulled just two teams out of the hat and then put them together because the rest of these are just random. Okay.
Yeah, let's see.
You have the Bucs and the Colts.
Bucs and Colts. You said Bucs and Cowboys earlier, so it's Bucs and Colts. I think that'll be okay.
Yeah, it depends which wins you get.
Yeah, if you get the wins of his rookie season or whatever, when he helped us get to the playoffs and win the Super Bowl, yeah, that'd be dope.
The MVP season.
Yeah.
And then you have the Panthers and the Texans.
I could see that. I could.
I can. This one is a little weird. The Falcons and the Jaguars.
That's whack.
Yeah, that's like.
And watch the Falcons find a way to losing it too.
That is a JV. That's two JV football teams.
Yeah, that's like I don't even know why you would, but I mean, we'll see. We need. So, how many more teams you got?
I got 4 more teams.
All right, let's go.
So we have Washington football team and the Bills.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'll be good.
Yeah, I think that would be good. Bills defense against, Washington's defense against the Bills offense. And we don't know who their quarterback is yet. So
for Washington?
Yeah, who they brought in?
Fitzpatrick.
Fitzpatrick, yeah. So, but with Fitzpatrick, it's a hit or miss, man.
Yeah, he's a like once in a blue moon, like, but that one
is
like
it'd be magical. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we'll have to see. But I think it's a good matchup. I think it's good.
This one's super weird. The last 3 are like the weirdest. You have the New York Giants and the Dolphins.
I don't. It depends what Daniel Jones you get, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it.
They've made some moves too in the offseason,
Yeah, and then Barkley will be back, so we'll see how he is. That could be a good game. It could be.
Yeah.
And then we have the Cowboys at the Patriots.
That's what I got mixed up. I think Brady. It's like, yeah.
You thought of Brady. Yeah, Cowboys and Patriots.
I think that'd be good. I think
that's just weird though, but it's like
because you don't see it. You don't see.
No, that's why it's like weird. Like each other.
But I think
that'd be all right.
Especially with the defense being how it is, the money he spent, these 2 tight ends he has, Cam. We still don't even know they're going to keep Cam. They were talking about trying to get Jimmy G, and they were okay with taking the hit with Cam because he was a minimum salary contract, which I just feel is disrespectful in a sense. You know what I'm saying? And look, it's not because I think, give Cam a chance, man. Like, I just feel if you're worrying about somebody coming in and take your spot, you might not play as good as you should, even though you're an athlete, and that should
Jalen Hurts.
Yeah. So I think you just, I think, let's see what happens. I think it'd be a good matchup though. I think it will be.
And the last go ahead.
My bad. No, I was just gonna talk a little bit about Cam's contract. Because his contract is a little crazy. So, they give him the minimum, and then if he becomes a backup, he gets like $5 million. If he plays more than if he plays the entire season, then he gets like $7 million. And if he goes into the playoffs, then the incentives come. So he has a crap load of incentives in that contract. So I think that'll be another topic to talk about. How do we believe that contract should be broken down another time?
Oh yeah, we could definitely review that. Well, what you was on the last team?
And the last team is the Eagles and the Jets.
Let's go. Let's go. Oh man.
Y'all don't.
He's just happy he's getting that one easy win.
If y'all don't beat the Jets, bro, you might as well just stop wearing the Eagles hat, man. Like
that's why he don't got it on today.
I left it because I was going to Orlando. So yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
But hey, the Jets are signing folks, you know. It all depends what quarterback is quarterbacking the Jets. Shoot, can you imagine if Watson is there? That'd be insane.
Oh yeah, no, that's different. But I don't think Watson's going anywhere right now. I mean, I think that until they clear up this mess with these allegations against him and these civil suits and all this other stuff, I think he's going to be put in Texas. I think he should be worried about beating these civil lawsuits more than any team he's going to play for, because this is his life we're talking about. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, who cares anything else if you can't, if your name is tarnished as a sexual assault person? You know what I'm saying? So.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So I'm just gonna say the top 12 round picks for the 2021 NFL draft. This is really for the listeners if they don't like follow. So first, Jags, second, Jets, third, 49ers from Houston through Miami, fourth, the Falcons, fifth, the Bengals, sixth, the Dolphins from Philly, seventh, the Lions, eighth, the Panthers, nine, the Broncos, 10, Cowboys, 11, Giants, and 12, the Eagles from San Francisco through Miami. And that's the top 12 picks.
Okay. So it's kind of hard when you don't, when having a chance to look and follow it, right? But I will say this. Jags, you think they're going to take Trevor Lawrence? Or
Justin Fields?
Justin throw was nice the other day too, by the way. He threw that ball. It was nice. So let's see. Jags need a quarterback, even though they have Minshew. You know, I don't know why they didn't stick with Minshew.
Remember, the 49ers are trying to get Minshew.
I didn't know that. Okay, so the 49ers are trying to get Minshew. So if they get Minshew, Jags need a quarterback, right? Yep. Wide receiver wise, do they even have the weapons to support a new quarterback? You know,
no, they don't.
They don't. The run game.
They signed somebody. God, who was it?
So I think if they go quarterback, then they might not even be a contender right away. They still probably building, just like the Jets. You got Sam Darnold, but the Jets, I felt, had good receivers. And then, you know, they just didn't have a consistent chemistry on a team. 49ers, well, you know, they went third, so everybody thinks Jimmy G's on a hot seat. And I think Shanahan said that you know, Jimmy G was upset or should be upset about them moving up to third to pick, you know, moving up to third in the draft under the insinuations.
Yeah, they signed Marvin Jones.
Yeah.
Jags.
So I mean, what you guys think about what team? Dolphins, they have Tua. Do you think they go another quarterback, or do they go defense, or do they go offense? I mean, what do you think they'll do?
That's a good question.
I don't think they go quarterback at all. I think maybe another receiver, or maybe another O-line for Tua.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not a super Miami fan to sit here and say, yeah, I think they got everything. But from the outside looking in, it looks like they got all the pieces together. And now I think they're going to pull that trigger on Tua and say, hey, you got to make this work.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I would have to do more research on it. I mean, but those top 12 picks right there, and that could change between now and the draft anyway, with trades and stuff like that. So
draft is in 30 days.
Yep. So we'll see. We'll see what happens then. I'm gonna dive more into it to see what teams or what they're talking about, which teams should draft. I was actually trying to look online.
Now let me ask you this, since we're talking about Miami real quick. And so you know, what was it, last year or the year before? You know, the Raiders had all those draft picks. You remember?
Yeah.
And you see where they're sitting. They're sitting at about a 500 team right now, right?
Uh-huh.
Do the Dolphins and the Raiders have similarities? Do you think so or no?
No. I think the Dolphins not okay, so no, I can't say that. Let me get my wording right. Gruden's not a bad head coach. He has a Super Bowl ring, but a lot of people say that Super Bowl came through Tony Dungy's team that he built in Tampa before he left or was fired. I don't recall how Tony Dungy departed the Tampa Bay Bucs when he did, but a lot of people say that was Tony Dungy's team that he put together. And Gruden just took him to the Super Bowl and won. Right now, he's on the. I think he's on the hot seat because he had all them picks. You know, they got rid of Khalil Mack. They brought AB in, lost AB, and they went to a new stadium. He got paid a lot of money to turn that team around. So I don't think they're the same. I think Brian Flores is a different coach. I think Miami was. I felt Miami was showing some signs of a team that can make a push to the playoffs, maybe even win the East, depending if they could steal a few games against the Bills and the Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
I just felt that consistency at quarterback wasn't what they had yet, but their defense was good. I mean, they had a good defense. The environment, the vibe was good down there. So I think, you know, I think it's not the same situation. As far as having the many draft picks, yes, that's the same. But as what they're doing with the draft picks, I think is what's going to make a big difference.
100%.
All
Good
right.
thing, Brie.
So, sorry. So, do you think the Jags are going to pick Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields? Frank?
I don't know. I think they'll go. I because I don't really.
Remember, Fields ran what, a 4.4?
Yeah, you had it in the thing 4.4. They can go Fields. It's just, what are you going to do with it? You know, that's my whole thing with these teams. So you know, I don't know if you guys recall, but you know, we start talking about how teams used to bring players in, and they would develop the quarterback, right? So it was like you came to a team as a rookie, and if you had a starting quarterback, the chance of you starting was slim to none unless they got hurt. You know, Aaron Rodgers had a chance to stay behind Brett Favre for a few years. Bledsoe was in front of Brady. Development was there. A lot of these quarterbacks come in. So these teams, I feel like if you're going to go after a quarterback to do a 40 and 4.4, right? You need to have the schematic to bring that up. But it can't be the same thing that everybody done seen when you have a fast, mobile quarterback under center. You can't, like, they've seen the Vicks, they've seen the Cam Newtons, they've seen my man Lamar Jackson. They've seen, you know, McNabb for a while. We used to scramble. All these different quarterbacks that they're mobile, they're athletic, and they have agility. If you're gonna bring them to your team, at least make the plays something better than what you have. You know, so me personally, I would probably go Trevor Lawrence, but Justin Fields too has been proven. I seen that throw he made, so you know, I don't know. I think they'll go Justin Fields. I think Justin Fields is a bigger name for them than Trevor Lawrence.
I think it is. I agree. But I think the news in Jags, man, they've developed everything so far, quote unquote, against or around. Oh, we're gonna bring Lawrence in, Lawrence to the Jags, right? So the news hype is all about Lawrence. But then you see Urban Meyer at Fields, you know, pro day or whatever in Ohio State. So I mean, I don't know. I don't think you could go wrong with either quarterback.
Nah.
It goes back to what Frank was saying. What is the organization going to do in that particular situation? And I think we've seen lately more rookies go ahead and start or get an earlier start rather than sit behind a veteran to learn a thing or two. I think Miami tried it with Fitzpatrick and Tua until they said, "Nah, man, let me put Tua as Tua's team now."
Mm-hmm.
And I think they tried it, but then they went back to it, and then that's how it ended.
Yeah. And I think they did it right because they did it right around the bye week. So it gave them more time to learn the plays, you know. They did do it right.
June also added in the chat that Coleman signs with the Jets.
Coleman.
I don't. Yeah. That's the 49ers over running back.
June doesn't write first names in the chat at all.
Hey, look. So Coleman was the running back for San Fran. I think he did good. And I think the Jets, any player that the Jets get from here on out, it's just a plus. You know what I'm saying? The Jets get a new water boy. Boom, that's a plus. But Coleman to the Jets, I think that helps out their depth and whatnot. And it's gonna help out everybody else that they're gonna be picking up. It still falls on that quarterback, because with no quarterback, he's gonna put more pressure on the running back, and then what do you have?
I mean, yeah, look at in Dallas with Zeke. And the minute that Dak went out, that dude started fumbling the ball. I don't think he's been the same since. And a lot of people saying his numbers are regressing. And you know, he hasn't been the same since he signed his contract. So I think with these teams that, you know, and Coleman was the dual-headed monster in Atlanta with old boy Freeman, right? Before he went to the 49ers. So
yeah,
he was their running back. He was that 1-2 punch down there.
Yep.
Sometimes these guys maybe need to be part of a 1-2 punch and not just by themselves, especially him. You know, I don't know. Let's see. I think that we'll have to see with them. You know, a lot of teams, we don't know what they're going to do, because they had, like, when the Jags had a good defense and they had Ramsey over there, and they had Bortles in the center, and they made that good run until they ran into the Patriots in the playoffs. And after that, it's like they went downhill, you know? So, you know, I don't know. Sometimes you see these teams think they have it and they really don't. So we'll see what happens.
Well, also, the Jets are open to trading Sam Darnold without getting back a first-round pick.
Because he's not a first-round pick money.
Do you think he is the issue? The main issue?
I don't think he's the issue. No.
I don't think he is either.
I don't think you hear me say all the time, I think a team is built up from the top down. And when I mean top, I'm talking about ownership to general manager, to coaches, to everything, the scouting, all that stuff plays a role. And I feel that Donald has shown moments of greatness, you know. Look, okay, I don't want to compare him to the people. Let's look at the people that's won Super Bowls in the last 10 years, right? Going back, so we're in 21 now, so go back to 2011. You had Eli when they beat the Patriots, right? In 12, who went? I think the Steelers won in 12.
No. We went in 11, and we got beaten by the Packers in 2011 Super Bowl.
Yeah, that was Aaron Rodgers' first Super Bowl, only Super Bowl. And who went in 12? Was the Patriots against the Giants and lost to the Giants. Let me see. I'm gonna tell you right now. Oh, I'm looking it up. Let me see. All right, let's see. Super Bowl winners. So if we go back to 2011, and this ain't even up to date. In 11, you had Packers over Steelers. 2012, you had Giants over Patriots. In 15, you had the Ravens over the Niners. 14, you had Seahawks over Broncos. 15, you had Patriots over Seahawks. 16, you had Broncos over Panthers. And then 17, you had the Patriots over the Falcons. And then 18, Eagles. 19, Patriots. 20, Mahomes. So if you look in just the last 10 years from 2001, I mean, Giants, you had Eli. Ravens, you had Flacco. Seahawks was mostly that defense, really, that destroyed since the first opening game when they hiked the ball over and caused that safety. And you know, then the Broncos their defense actually showed up against the Panthers. So, but with the exception of Rodgers, Peyton, and Brady, I mean, Eli was okay, you know, and Flacco was okay. So I think Donald could have went in there and probably won a game if you gave him a a top 10 scoring defense, good wide receivers and a good tight end, maybe a good wide receiver one, and made him not fuck the game up. Sorry for the cursing, but or running back.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so. I don't think he's the problem. I think fans we're funny like that. We blame the person, but we don't look at the bigger picture.
Yeah. So right now, what's being talked about is the Jets are thinking about signing Zach Wilson, quarterback from BYU, and then trading Sam Darnold after signing him.
Listen, trade Donald. What if he goes somewhere else? One person.
What if he goes somewhere else and ball the F out?
Yeah, it's trash is another person's treasure. So, I mean, throw it out, get rid of it, and let's see what he does somewhere else.
Right, and then they were also saying as well, like the play that like sparked their attention that Zach Wilson did was the zigzag play that Sam Darnold did like 4 times in a season.
Yeah,
so it's just like.
I think people get interested with the new stuff. So, it's like you buy
the shiny new toy.
Yeah, the shiny new toy. You look at a car, oh my God, that car is dope. And you forget that your car does the same thing.
The fresh new check-in on the boat.
Yeah. The fresh meat that just checked on board as everybody wants it.
Oh yeah. You leave them things alone.
And then she
gotta check in through the human first.
Yeah, right. Then they take their face mask off and they look like a gremlin. But listen, from the eyes up, they were beautiful until they took the mask off. But no, I don't know, man. I think I don't think he's the problem, man. In my opinion, I don't think he is.
Yeah, but I could kind of see the Darnold story kind of with the Wentz story, right? Because except that Darnold didn't have that crazy good season, but he had those spurts at the time. Like, damn, Darnold might be it. And then.
But
then
also,
you have that.
Darnold didn't have an amazing season, get injured, and then downhill after his injury.
Yeah.
And in all fairness, I think with the Eagles, that team was going through something too. Again, it wasn't the same team that he left when he got injured. You come back to the way the backup is being favored more than you. You have the rumors. It's sometimes hard to cut through that. It's like I've never been I'm not a pro athlete. I wish, I can't go into their minds, but you would think that some of them are strong enough to not let it affect them. But deep down it does. It's like, I could lose my job. I got injured trying to win a game and I'm gone. This guy wins the Super Bowl, and now people are saying, "Wins who? We don't even know you." So it plays a. I think there was more to it than just him not being right, and I hope maybe where he's at now, he can bounce back.
True.
Yes. Let's pray for a bounce back from Wentz. Let's go Wentz. Yeah.
Yes, let's go. I need that first rounder.
That sounded so fake.
I was mocking June. How he was like, "Let's go." Okay. We already talked about Fields runs 4.4 first time since Griffin. Do we believe it's the end of Le'Veon Bell's successful career?
Nah, I don't think so.
I just say, son, just come home.
So with that,
come home and let James Conner be your backup. Like, come home.
That being said, I don't think it's the end of his career. And the reason I don't think it's the end of his career is because he took a year off. He stayed in shape, but he went to the Jets. That did what? Absolutely nothing. Then you took your talents to the Chiefs and you were injured or you didn't play.
Half the season.
So again, you have to get better. And like I said earlier about Jimmy G, the best ability is availability. So if you're not available,
he did get better. Like, he didn't really do anything.
Yeah, and also look what the team you were playing for. They don't need you to be Le'Veon Bell from the Steelers because they got too many.
Guess who needs him to be Le'Veon Bell from the Steelers? We do.
They could rekindle that at a low price because.
And there's no bad blood either because when he played with the Jets, of course he went over there. He hugged all his teammates. They took pictures. He hugged Mike Tomlin. They shook hands. There was like no bad blood like at all. So, son, if you ever listen to this podcast, just come home.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, he's older. He's like an older running back right now. He's not like in his younger or mid-20s. And I was just thinking about that, right? That's all the Jets had when he was there. And when I say that Coleman thing, that kind of thought about Le'Veon Bell. You know, is Coleman going to be the new Le'Veon Bell? Because that's what they kept on. You know, so I don't know. I guess this season we'll see what happens with them this season. You know, and I was thinking about that 1-2 punch that you said, because I don't even know if he would fit in that 1-2 punch thing. I think he's just a main starter from what I've seen in the past.
Yeah, he's such a diverse weapon. He's a smaller Kamara. If you think Alvin Kamara, he's, people forget he was catching balls out the backfield. He could do the screen plays. He could do the reverses, and he was a fast back. I just, like I said, I think, people leave a system. Sometimes the system that you're part of is what makes you, in a sense, and it's okay. It's okay. It's like a fit. It's like a match. You meet somebody, think about it. When we do recruiting, we build teams, and not every team is always going to be great. But then we get that one office where we have recruiters that complement each other. You got the heavy hitter that's always going to write the contracts. You got the other guy that's the assistant, like the Pippen to the Jordan, just put enough points up, help out with the assist here and there. And you create a team, but then you lose one or you try to replicate that again, you're not going to get it. And it's maybe because you don't have the same people that mesh well. I think when he was in the Steelers, you had the 3 Bs. You had Big Ben, you had Antonio Brown, you had him, and it was dope because, and again, people forget Antonio Brown is a factor within himself. So when you have to double team him, and you had good complementary receivers, you had a good tight end, you still had a quarterback that can throw the ball.
You had a good O-line.
Yeah, you had a good O-line. The running back, Le'Veon Bell, is going to be able to do what he was doing because the team commanded the attention. And again, like I said, you got to fit it. I don't think in the Chiefs he fit because
he didn't.
I think they try to replace
at all
Kareem Hunt. That's what they were trying to do with Le'Veon Bell. I thought they were trying to bring him in so he could be Kareem Hunt. And Kareem Hunt's a beast, bro. Like, look, he went to Cleveland and he's been balling. Yeah.
Nick Chubbs is the beast in Cleveland.
Yeah, but it's a 1-2 punch you really can't stop. If you think about it, Chubbs can beat you up. Kareem was a big back too that can catch the ball and do different things. So I mean, it's a system. It works.
Fun or super duper random. I have a chief in my command that said that Nick Chubb and Dalvin Cook weren't good running backs.
Okay.
It was like so crazy. We were like, it was like pre NFL fantasy draft day.
It must have beat his team ridiculously a few times, and he just.
Oh, and no! Look, I literally had my first pick was I picked Dalvin. Like I love me some Dalvin, and when Dalvin was putting up those numbers and stuff, he asked me, "Hey, can I get Dalvin?" I was, no, remember what you said? He's like, I don't remember. I took them screenshots. I was like, oh, this you?
Mm-hmm. You showing the receipts. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like people talk out their butt, but these, like, I don't know. Again, I'm also one of the people that believe that until you show a certain decline, there's still a chance. Look at Frank Gore. He might not be the Frank Gore when he first came in the league, but that dude still puts up 100 yards a game if you let him. So I mean, I remember Jerome Bettis in his later years. He wasn't the guy that you wanted running from the 20 to 20, but in that goal and that red zone, you stand by. You know what I mean? 3rd and 1, you go on Jerome Bettis. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna put that ball. So that's what we had. So what else we got left, Bree?
I think there's 2 more notes. June, can you read them while I text my mommy back real fast?
Sorry. Yeah. 1 second.
I got it here. Hold on. Me.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, this one's a good one. So Roger Goodell, he expects full stadiums. Given the COVID and all these COVID protocols, vaccinations, and all that good stuff, do you believe that we'll have full stadiums? And if so, do you think that maybe having that vaccination card should be something to be like, oh, look, I got the card, bro?
That's a couple of part questions. So do I believe they're going to have full stadium? Yes. And I'm going to tell you why. Because outside's ready to open back up again. people are tired of being in the house. People are tired of not being able to get out and enjoy life. They want concerts. They want everything. So I think that states are going to start saying, you know what, come in. If we got to only sell 75% of the tickets to ensure that people are being safe, we'll do that. If we have to break it off in sections and maybe charge a little bit extra money for the tickets because we're not selling as many, they'll do that. But I think we will see people in stadiums again. I think we will see full stadiums eventually. Maybe not as soon as this summer, but maybe towards the end of the season. And yes, I do think that the vaccination card is going to play a part. Meaning, if you got your vaccine, then you don't have to wear a mask. You don't have your vaccine, you got to wear a mask. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think is going to impact. And they might just make it to where if you don't got a vaccine, you can't come in. And people can't be mad at that either. But I do feel we're going to see full stadiums again. I think we're going to see people I think they're going to use that vaccine card as a way to mitigate maybe who comes in, who doesn't, who wears a mask, who doesn't. I'm not getting the shot now, at least not until I see some more research and stuff on it. But the other reason I didn't jump on it either is because the Navy's saying you still got to wear a mask while you're on the ship. So you gonna put this, take a vaccine for something I still got to wear a mask? That makes no sense.
Facts.
So what you think?
I think not right now. Like no, maybe in like a year, like full stadiums, but I still don't think it's the right time, or not this season at least, to have full stadiums. Especially because I'm seeing in the media too that people are paying $200 for a fake vaccine card when you can get the vaccine for free. And it's just like, okay, these people are going to show fake vaccine cards and not even vaccinated, and like that's not cool. Yeah, people are literally paying $200 for a fake vaccine card when the vaccine is free.
Hey Frank, I know that takes you back to the fake insurance card days.
Yeah.
I ain't saying you did it,
no,
but I know you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Or when you had to hook up on a lot of different things, and you did. I think people funny. Or June, what you think first before we go back to the whole people paying money for a free vaccine? I don't get it, but go ahead.
I think he's jumping the gun and saying he's gonna have full stadiums at the beginning in the 21 season, full stadiums. Man, we're gonna have full stadiums. That's what he said. I mean, he's a commissioner, so I mean, if he says because they lost a lot of money, at the end of the day, the NFL is a business, and that's what's gonna drive it. Or are they gonna use that to promote the vaccine and say, hey, like you said, it could go a lot of different ways. And then if they use to promote the vaccine, then I'm gonna go with Bree's thing. Hey, well, they're gonna sell the fake ones. So either way, are they gonna jeopardize, or are they gonna take that risk? I think they will.
You think they'll take that risk?
I think they'll take it because of the money. They lost millions and millions, and at the end of the day, it's still a business, regardless of how we're looking at it.
And I think the politics and the climate leads to that. I think, like I said, people are tired of being in their homes. That's why when you have people out in the street celebrating, like Miami, even here in Vibe Beach, people getting shot. Stuff is crazy. Nobody knows how to act. I'm outside. Wow. And then, you haven't been out, you haven't done nothing. I mean, at least for us, we're different because we have to follow certain health conditions, health protection conditions. But at the end of the day, the rest of the world doesn't fall under the same category that we do. So
you still see service members still doing what they want to do and not following.
Yeah, you're right. You're 100%. You're 100% correct. But I also feel like when this whole thing started, and you couldn't leave your house, you couldn't really go nowhere except to get food and necessities.
Those were great times. I'm sorry, but I miss the March, April, May quarantine. It was
a deployment. What we doing? We're not going nowhere. We're on a ship, or you're on a base somewhere, and you're chilling, and you're not going nowhere. And the excitement you get is probably a command event, and that's it. We are built to deal with that stuff. Other people, no, civilians are not built. They're like, oh, hell no. You tell me I can't go to the store, I can't go to the movie theaters, I can't do this, I can't do that. So I agree, maybe not right away, but I think eventually will. I don't think by the beginning of the season. I think that maybe towards the middle or even come playoff time, they'll make a lot of money playoff time.
Mm-hmm. 100%.
Well, that's all
They're
the.
taking vaccination cards. They need to like check them. Like,
So that's all the talking points for this week. Before we wrap it up, what's up?
One last one. Do you think that the Rams took that gamble with Deshaun Jackson?
I think anytime you pick Deshaun Jackson's a gamble. He's always hurt.
Facts.
But like I said before, when he's not hurt, he could break all balls one catch. Like he's the type of player in fantasy that 2 plays, he's got you like 15 points. It's crazy. He has that speed. But he just can't stay healthy. And we don't know why. That could be maybe his diet. Maybe he's going to TB12 method. I don't know. But he can't stay healthy. So I don't think they took gamble. That you have Coop. He went to what team again? The Rams?
Yeah.
So they got Cooper Kupp. They got Woods. They have Reynolds. They have a tight end, I believe. I don't think so. I think they did smart because Cooper Kupp's always going to be that you have to watch out for him. You know, Woods could burn you too. Reynolds is pretty good. So if you go 5 wide, 5 out and an empty backfield, and I mean Deshaun on a straightaway is dangerous. You know, so I mean, I don't think they took a gamble. I mean, it's a gamble because he stays hurt, but I think he's worth the risk. The risk is in the reward, right? Or the reward's in the risk. He's worth it. He's worth the squeeze.
Yeah, and then the last receiver that we didn't put in here, I was just thinking about was AJ Green. You know, he signs with Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Not with Cincinnati, but Arizona.
Arizona, yeah. That's
smart.
I
thought that was a smart move. Do you think he's past his prime?
No. I think he's been injured. I think the team also wasn't the best team for him to be on. Bengals. And I think that's another thing too. So think about it. In Arizona, he doesn't have to play every snap, every down. You have other receivers in there. You have DeAndre Hopkins. He doesn't have to be the number 1 guy. He'll be the number 2. And depending which way they go, he could be the number 3. So I think it's good for him. I think he'll be fine. I think it works out perfect for Kyler Murray. It gives him somebody else to throw the ball to. I think Kyler needs to learn how to trust other players, not just always go DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah, I think Arizona they may have something now, you know. They got that, and McCoy signs at their backup just in case Kyler Murray.
Yeah, I saw that.
So I think Arizona's up to something there.
I think so. I think they get it. I mean, look, we've proven that no team's 100% guaranteed to go win. There's no domination right now. The Chiefs, I don't think they're going to be much this year. People might disagree with me. I don't think so. I think they'll have a winning season. They'll go to the playoffs. So they might be the first seed again. But I don't know, something about them. I don't know how they're going to bounce back from this whooping they took by this defense. And people want to say it was the offensive line and stuff like that. Yeah, the offensive line was hurt. You're right. But I think when people get in somebody's psyche is a lot different, and teams know it now. So we'll see. I think they're doing something out there. Hopefully it pays off. I wouldn't mind seeing Kyler Murray win a ring. You know, DeAndre Hopkins too as well. You know what I'm saying? So
June don't like Kyler Murray.
It's okay. He's entitled to.
I'd rather see Cam Newton win before him.
Well, that'd be nice. I mean, think about it. Cam Newton goes to the Patriots, take him to the Super Bowl. I mean, that'd be dope. If he can have, even if his rest of his seasons suck, if he can just get one season where he goes Super Bowl and win, that I'll be happy for him, because then he got the ring that can put him
Bill
over.
Belichick is going to be like, Brady who?
Yeah, right. Stuff. I think that's what they're trying to do now, though, is get that defense to how it was when Brady was a beginner, and they lived off the defense, and he just managed the clock. I think that's what they're trying to go to, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Anything else, June?
No, that's it. That's it. Just some last few things that popped in my head.
So, all right, well, go ahead. Your closing remarks.
June 1st?
Me?
Yeah, June.
Hey, I appreciate being here. I think we had a lot of good topics today. They came out of left field too.
Yeah.
So we'll see how the season keeps tightening up. It was a pleasure spending this Orlando time with you guys. And that's all that I have.
All right, Bree, go ahead.
I hope everyone has a great day and a great week. And it's always fun recording with Frank and June. Like June says, a lot of great topics. I'm currently brushing or combing my dog's tangles out right now. But I hope everyone continues to live their best life, stay healthy, drink water, exercise. Frank, how much water did you drink today?
Not enough. Not gonna lie.
June?
Yeah, I have actually been drinking a lot of water, and that body armor, low calories.
You have coffee right now?
I need a coffee.
I had coffee earlier too. If not, I wasn't gonna make it.
But those are my closing remarks.
Okay. Well, listen, another week, like they said, good topics. We kind of, put it together last minute in a sense. But that's what happens when you get great people together to have conversation and we think alike and bring talking points. To everybody continue to support us, I appreciate it. Thank you. I apologize if I seem a little tired or not in it as much as normal, but it ain't gonna be every day we're gonna be up and perky and happy. So that's why I rely on Bree and June to get me there. But until next week, 30 days to draft. A lot more stuff probably coming down the pipe. Watch, we'll see. And we're just another day closer to the NFL season starting. So thank you for joining us and have a good night.